Telepathy Mizuno Youshu. Among ghost stories, the one in which a person informs a loved one far away of their final moments of death is not something that should ever be called a ghost story. It is a fine mental effect, a kind of telepathy. I know a woman who enjoys reading psychology books, and she once told me that one day, when she and her best friend were far apart, they made a promise to carry out an experiment to see if their feelings for each other would be compatible. Afterwards, when they remembered each other, they wrote down the date and time, and later compared the dates and times, and found that in 6 out of 10 cases, their feelings for each other were exactly the same. Women are naturally prone to believing in simple things, so this may be even more pronounced. Perhaps that is why there have always been more women than men who are shrine maidens. I once heard an old monk talk about his view of ghosts, and he said that at the moment of a person's death, the scenes from that person's past life are sure to appear before their eyes. Later, I heard a similar story from an acquaintance. It was about a person walking down a road on a dark night who suddenly and unknowingly slipped off a high bank, and at the moment he slid down the bank, he saw scenes from his past. The old monk also said that in such cases, something remains in the person's brain, and although it differs from person to person, if the person has a strong attachment, that will remain, and if they have a bitter feeling, something like a vengeful spirit will remain, and all of the person's powers will be concentrated in that, and in certain cases, it will definitely appear in this world. I think this is a theory that can be believed to a certain extent. Priests are naturally comfortable talking about such things, and one monk said that when the so-called dead of a temple come to inform, the character of the person in life is always reflected. For example, if the person was hot-tempered, the gong will be struck very violently, and if the person was gentle, the gong will be struck very quietly. In any case, no matter which monk you ask, it seems to be true that they come to inform the temple. In short, these are all spiritual responses from when the person was still alive, so they are certainly not ghost stories. Regardless of the debate, I am also very interested in this direction. In fact, I have recently been even more interested in it, and I am actually thinking about doing some research into it. However, for better or worse, I have never seen anything like it myself, so I would like to talk a little about what I have heard from others. The Tohoku region is somewhat different from the Kansai region, Shikoku, and Kyushu, and is a gloomy region where ghosts seem to appear, but the area around Tonogo and Rikuchu, which I visited this summer, is also a place with many old legends. I heard a story here that once, when the daughter of a wealthy family living nearby was ill and in critical condition, a young man from the family went to Tonocho, about 10 cho away, to buy medicine. It was already around 9 o'clock at night, and the moon was hazy. The young man hurried out to the town to buy the medicine, and on his way back to his master's house, the road went around the foot of the mountain, so there was a pine forest on the right and rice paddies on the left. He was rushing along the road, thinking about his daughter, when suddenly he saw something white on a rock in the forest ahead of him. "Oh, I wonder what it is," he thought suspiciously, gradually approaching the rock and seeing a young woman looking down. Thinking this was her, he took a look at her profile and was shocked again. It was the sickly girl for whom he had just gone to buy medicine, so the young man was surprised, but he forgot himself and called out to her straight away. When he asked Mayo-san, the girl's name, "Why did you come to a place like this?" the girl raised her pale face and answered, breathing heavily, "I came all the way here because I couldn't wait for you. I'm sorry I'm late. It's bad for your health to stay here, so let me carry you home," he said, placing the medicine bottle he was holding on the rock, and when he put it on his back, he turned around and waited with his hands outstretched, but the girl didn't want to carry him, so he got impatient and said, "Come on, let's go." He turned around and looked back, but was surprised again. Before he knew it, the girl had disappeared from the rock, and only the medicine bottle was left. The young man ran back to his house, pale as a feather, but the girl had already sadly passed away by then.